Now, the president of the Parliamentary Assembly of the Council of Europe has landed himself in trouble for having visited Syria and met President Assad. RT's Polly Boiko joins us live now for more. Well, Polly, why is the PACE president in hot water for that?
Well, yeah, Pedro Agramunt. He's a member of the Spanish Senate and also a Spanish, politician. And he is also the current president of PACE. Just so you understand what PACE is, it's the Parliament for the Council of Europe. That's an international organization which is dedicated to upholding human rights. So it's not the European Union. Now, Agramunt is now in big trouble with his fellow PACE members. They've actually called for his impeachment as president, all because of this trip to Syria that he's made. Now, he says he was there not as the president of PACE, but rather in his capacity as a Spanish lawmaker. It was a joint visit with some Russian politicians, also politicians from across Europe, a number of countries. And while they were there, they met with the Syrian President Bashar al-Assad. And this trip has had somewhat of a bombshell effect on the PACE Assembly, especially some of the delegates there. And during the session today, they were calling for his impeachment. That's actually, his fate is being decided as we speak. And so Agramunt, the president, I remind you, issued an apology. Take a listen.
This visit was a mistake, and I realized this after having seen the consequences. Since the beginning of my mandate, I have made 50 official visits, and no questions were raised about these.
That wasn't the whole apology, there was more. He also apologised for not informing the necessary authorities in PACE of the visit in advance, because he went as a Spanish politician, he said, on this private visit. He only told the Spanish government about it. And he also mentioned that the Russian media had somehow manipulated his visit. He didn't elaborate which media it was or how they did it. This is the first time that we as a channel are reporting on this story. So, as I said, his fate being decided in a special session of this assembly right now. But it seems that travelling to Syria isn't looked upon kindly by both European and American politicians. Last year, the European Parliament refused to pay for the trips of several members of the European Parliament who had travelled to Syria and met President Bashar al-Assad. And Brussels had said that it was their responsibility to pay for the trip. And a similar thing happened over in the US to the Congresswoman for Hawaii, Tulsi Gabbard. She's an Iraq war veteran, and she said that she wants to see evidence of the crimes reportedly committed by the government of Bashar al-Assad. So she traveled to Syria on what she called a fact-finding mission, and she met with the president there, and that was met with absolute outrage by politicians across the spectrum in the US.
All right, Polly, thanks so much for bringing us more on this case. Polly Boiko, they're reporting from London.